This is Rendell. He's a reptile pets hobbyist and content creator who travels the world documenting his encounters with reptiles.
For me, I always grew up with a childhood interest in these animals or reptiles, and over time as I grew older, this interest kind of evolved into unchecked obsession, and this really culminated in me getting these animals as a pet. I knew there'd be consequences for the choices I made.
He was fined $8,000 for keeping 2 central bearded dragons and a green iguana in his home, as well as abetting the importation of an Argentine black and white tegu into Singapore. Under Singapore's Wildlife Act, those who kill, trap, take or keep wildlife without approval may be fined up to $50,000, jailed for up to 2 years or both, if the animal is a protected species. Despite this, demand for illegal exotic pets remains high. People who want to purchase exotic animals largely do so on online platforms such as Facebook and Telegram. Sellers within the group are often either local backyard breeders or breeders based outside Singapore. Some even offer smuggling services for an added fee. There are also pet shops across the causeway that sell animals such as endangered tortoises, meerkats, hedgehogs, and snakes. The cost of exotic animals can go as low as 180 ringgit or around $50. At the end of the day, the ones who bear the brunt of the consequences are the animals.
I think some people may develop the interest of taking care of these animals, and some of them whom I've spoken to really believe that they can provide for these animals. Even as professionals, I don't think we can provide for all the needs of wild animals in captivity. The space is never going to be enough.
Singapore actually takes a whole-of-government approach and multi-pronged approach towards combating illegal wildlife trade. We actually work very closely with our partner enforcement agencies in Singapore, ICA, Singapore Customs and Singapore Police Force. We work very closely with international partners as well, such as UNODC and Interpol, where we carry out international operations to actually tackle these illegal wildlife trade. In March 2023, we actually caught a truck driver trying to smuggle 337 birds into Singapore. And they were actually packed in 8 plastic containers. Because of the rare bag condition of the way it was transported and kept, there's actually a very high mortality rate for these cases.
Under CITES regulations, permits are required to import or export endangered species. That means you'll have to make sure that the animal was legally imported into Singapore with the relevant permits.
I believe there was an article that came out of somebody's grey crowned crane loitering around a private estate. And then later on it was found out that these people actually had the license to keep this endangered bird as a pet in their own home. The rhetoric is, while animals can't be kept as pets at home, we won't be able to provide for it. But at the same time, it's legal to keep these birds as a pet at home. I don't understand the double standard.
So Peanut is actually a red-footed tortoise native to South America, and he was found just walking by the roadside in Jurong. So whoever kept him decided to just abandon the animal, or he escaped from someone's house, we don't know. Walnut is another red-footed tortoise. He was found at Pasir Ris Park. So some member of public called us saying they found a very badly injured tortoise. The prognosis was poor, but he actually pulled through the treatment and he still lives here with Peanut. Jerry is actually a radiated tortoise who is a critically endangered species, which means the next step is basically going extinct, which is really sad. There's only a few thousands left in the wild, and at acres we have 5. Jerry was rescued along with another tortoise whom we named Tom. Both of them were found at the bin center of a condo in a cardboard box, abandoned, along with another leopard tortoise who also didn't make it through. They were in horrible conditions.
What I would suggest is we are able to refresh the list of legal exotic pets to keep. You can do things like make people who want to get these animals go for a course. Make us register ourselves in your databases so you know who we are. Make us register the animals that we buy so you know where the animals are going. And if we abandon the animals, you'll know that we're doing it. And I think we really need to start working together, because at the end of the day, ethical people who keep these animals do love these animals, and if they had a chance to work with the authorities to do things the right way, they would. It's just that the way things currently stand, there is no legal way to do it.